Hi everyone, welcome to the Elevator Project. I'm Ryan and we're having another video about the Sony ZV-E1. So I had a past video on how I thought about the Sony ZV-E1 versus the Sony ZV-E10 focused on vlogging. In this video, I'm going to share a different perspective and my new thoughts on the Sony ZV-E1. All right, everyone, so this is the Sony ZV-E10. This has been a great camera for me for my YouTube channel, starting into videography, as well just to really learn about aperture, f-stop, shutter speed, and all the different things to create video. The great thing about the Sony ZV-E10 is that it is an APS-C camera. When I talked about vlogging, I really like the size of the Sony ZV-E10 because it makes it really easy to put this in your pocket, put it in your bag, take it out when you want to use it. Yes, it's not perfect, but in comparison to the Sony ZV-E1, there are a lot of different things to factor in when purchasing the Sony ZV-E1. So here's my thoughts. Sony has been marketing the Sony ZV-E1 as a vlogging camera. Now, because I don't vlog, I use the Sony ZV-E10 as my main content creation video camera as I created YouTube, filming things on my passion projects. And with the Sony ZV-E1 is another content creator camera. Now, there are a lot of reasons why I don't use it or I'm not thinking about purchasing it right now for my workflow, just for a lot of the different things that I would use a camera like that. For anything else, if I want to do vlogging or simple content creation like YouTube, I have a lot of different cameras like the Sony ZV-E10, the Sony FX30, as well as the Sony a7 IV. Now, with the Sony ZV-E1, this is my thought process. There are a lot of things lacking, again, for me, for my workflow and the other different things that I do, especially for paid projects, is as a content creator looking to move up and upgrade their gear and not wanting to go to something like the FX3 or the A7S III. That's where I feel the Sony ZV-E1 is a great camera and sweet spot when you want to upgrade your gear for content creation. Now, it is well known on YouTube that the Sony ZV-E1 does have a few different caveats and issues. One is overheating. Now, when you're doing content creation, you're most likely, depending on your content that you're creating, are not going to record for long periods of time. The Sony ZV-E1 is going to be great for vlogging. It's going to be great for content creation because of that low light capability. Where things get a little bit dicey if you're a brand new content creator, I probably would still suggest, depending on your budget, not for everyone, for most, is getting something like the Sony ZV-E10 or an APS-C camera, because this will be in a different video. I don't feel that there is such a big gap between a crop sensor camera versus a full frame from my testing and my use case. Obviously, I'm comparing more so with the FX30 and the A7 IV, where the FX30 is crop sensor and the A7 IV is full frame. Looking at this content creator type camera, there's a few things that's going to enable you to get better as a beginner. One is price. This is definitely low cost, the Sony ZV-E10, and the crop sensor lenses are a lot more affordable. When you go to the Sony ZV-E1, you are jumping into full frame. The body may be cheaper, the full frame glass to get the nice picture quality and video quality that you probably want, or looking at YouTube and other different streaming or videos that you're seeing, you need to purchase full frame glass so you don't get that vignetting and you're getting the full capabilities of that sensor. There are also some really great big improvements to the Sony ZV-E1 that will give you better stability, especially for handheld shots. So taking this camera out, having one SD card slot is not necessarily a big deal when it comes to content creators, as long as you're able to take that SD card and put it into a computer and back up your footage. For something like the FX30 or even the A7 IV with dual card slots, even FX3, etc., having dual card slots is there for a purpose for backup and also extended periods to have more footage. The Sony ZV-E10, honestly, having the one SD card slot for YouTube and content creation has not been a big deal. With the Sony ZV-E1, some really cool things about that camera is it is smaller than the cameras of other full frames like the Sony A7 IV, the Sony A7S III, and the Sony FX3. It's using the same sensor as the A7S III and the FX3, so you're going to get that beautiful 10-bit, low light, full frame capabilities, except for in a smaller body. Now, again, I'm talking about content creation. Sometimes a smaller body doesn't mean that it's a better body, especially when it comes to ergonomics. So this is just a short video. I just wanted to share some different thoughts. I gave the Sony ZV-1 a little bit of a lower, I would say, not rating, but review, not even owning the camera, just in comparison to the Sony ZV-E10 when thinking about vlogging. As a content creator camera, I think the Sony ZV-E1 is a great upgrade if you don't want to shell out the extra cash to jump to the A7S III or the Sony FX3. I don't know, you let me know. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments. If you like content like this one, or you're finding value, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really want to support the channel, I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. If you do want to see more content like this one, you should see some other videos over here and over here that YouTube is suggesting, and I think you might enjoy them as well. Be safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.